And
This meeting is being recorded.
so HTML, the style attribute is used to add styles to an element. Styles like the colors, the font sizes, the font families, and so on. The height, the width of, of an element. Yeah, we use these style attributes to actually add them to our HTML file. And how is this done? We have inside our tag we have the opening tag, the content, and the closing tag. So inside the opening tag we have an attribute, we are going to add an attribute called style. It is inside this style that we're going to write our CSS code, or our styling rather, our styling. So like you can see, we have the style and we have the property. This property is the name of the style we want to give to it, and the value is what we is actually the value we want to give to the property. When I mean property, we can decide to want to give our heading a color. So the color will be the property, while the name of the color, which is blue, red, or black, will be the value. So like you can see, the property is the CSS property and the value is the CSS value. For example, we have an H1 tag that says, this is my first heading. And right here, we want to give it a background color of blue. The background color is the property, while the blue is the style. So, and if, okay, we did so many examples in our last class on Monday, where I showed us how this styling and property works, where I wrote out different headings and different paragraphs, then I gave it a style, giving it maybe a background color, or or giving it or change the font size, which we can also, okay, let me just go open what we did the last time. All right. So like this is what we did in the last class. This yellow background that we can see here, it is a style. I give it a background color. The background color is a property, while the value is the yellow that was given to it. Like you can see here in this highlighted line of code, we have the style. Then in the style we have our property called background color, and we have the value called yellow. So this can be done to any tag or any element in our code. So now let's proceed. Now we have different properties that we can give to our elements. We have the background property to change the background of, we have the background property to change the background of the element or the background of the page. We have the color property to change the color of a text. We have the font size to increase or decrease the size of our element or of our text. We have the font family to change the font family of our text, be it sans serif or anyone we want to use. And we have different ones. We have text align, we have the float property, we have so many, so many. And I think for our first exam assignment, I think for our first assignment, we are going to write out different different HTML elements, and we're going to give them different styling properties and the value. We are going to do that, yeah, and it will be submitted in our next, or before our next class. Our next class is on Monday, so it should be submitted, let's say on Saturday, maybe before Saturday evening, so I can go through everything. Then aside that, I would send a file to us. In that file, there will be different elements written, but we are going to style each of the elements. I will tell us what to do. the property we are meant to give and the value, you will impute any value. But what I want us to actually do, I will tell us then we are going to do, we are going to implement it on our own, then submit it by Saturday evening. So now let's take a property which is the color, HTML color. There are different colors and they are specified with predefined color names or with RGB values, which is the red, green, and blue values. All colors are made up of different shades, and they are a combination of these three values. So they can either come in RGB values, they can either come in hexadecimal values, HTX, they can come in HSL values, RGBA, or the RS RSLA. The difference between RGBA and the RGB and the RGBA value is the opacity, which is this A. How how um, how faint you want it to be to reduce the transparency or to make more transparent. And the value of the opacity goes from 0 to 1. So you can either change the opacity. If you don't want, if you want it to be transparent, you set the opacity to be 0. And if you want it to be to display the full color, you set it to 1. So the value ranges from 0 to 1, meaning from 0 you have 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 down to 1. We are going to use all these when we start writing our codes. So okay, and this will be our second assignment, but when we get there, we're going to see it. Now, different color names. We have different colors in the world. We have tomato, we have orange, we have Belgian blue, medium sea green. We have the gray color, slated blue. We have the violets. We have the light gray. We have purple. We have so many colors, and all these colors can be represented. We can represent them in all of this. We can actually represent them with all of these values, RGB values. And okay, white takes the highest, which is 255, 255, 255, and also black. The red will be 0, the green will be 0, and the blue will be 0 to give the black color. And so the more we adjust all these things, the more the color changes. Now let us see a practical example. Let us see a practical example. So now let me come right here. Color RGB. So now, as you can see, this RGB we impute the red color, the blue color, and the green color, and the blue color. Let me give it the value of 255, 255, 255. What happens? Everything here changed to white. Let me comment out all this so we can see what I'm talking about. Let me comment out all this, and let me comment out. Comment just a minute. Okay, let me comment out all this. So now, can we actually see it? It is not really clear because let me change the background color to black so we can see it clearly. So can we all see this? Yeah, I gave the RGB value. I gave the red color. The first one is the red because this RGB stands for red, green, and blue. So the red value I give it 55. The highest, the green value I give it 55, and also the blue value I give it 255. That is why we can see this white color in here. It changed the color to white. So if I decide to change this, let me give the whole body a background color so we can see the changes clearly. Let me give it blue. Yeah. Okay, so now if I change these three values to 0, 0, 0, what happens? The value changes to black. So the value changes from black, which is the very minimum of 000, to white, which is the maximum 255, 255, 255. So as this value changes, the range the color as well changes. So we can check online and see so many RGB values. If we want color green, then that means 0 will be the red value will be 0, then the green value will be 255, and the red value, sorry, the blue value will be 0. Same applies if we want a red value. We are going to change the green value to 0 and the red value to 255, and we get a red color. So we can play around all this. We can get different colors. I can give this 150, and I can give it gives me a different color. I can give this 75, and I can reduce the red color to 50. And as you can see, the more we play with this value, what happens? Everything change. So I said the difference between the RGB value and RGBA value is the opacity. Now let us see how that works. Let me give it a value of red, just red. So now this is red. Yeah, let me change the background color to black, so it can be really visible. So this is red. Now, if I want to reduce the opacity, then I'll change this RGB value. And this RGB, I will add A to it, so to give it RGBA. So now, after the red, okay, now this is the red for the first one, the green for the second one, the blue for the third red. Now the last one will now be the opacity. And I said opacity ranges from the opacity value ranges from 0 to 1. So now I give it 1 and it is all red. If I change the value to 0, what happens? It's cleared off. That means it is now totally transparent. Now if I play with this value 0.1, it's not really, we can actually see it on our screen, but it is not really clear. It is transparent, and the more I play with this value, it becomes visible. Yeah, it becomes visible. 0.5. Yeah, the more transparent you want it, the lesser the opacity value. So as we can see, and now when I take it back to Word, we get the full color of red. So that's the difference between the RGB value and RGB value. So this RGB value, now look at this. Look at our code here, where I have the value, the color, and the property and the value. If I over on this, what happens? We can see the color pop out on our screen. Now, if I want to convert this, change this value, I can just come here and tap on this value up here. That's it. The value then changed to our HEX value. Now this is our HEX value. Automatically, what happened? It's changed the value for us. So now this is our HEX value. Now this one as well, just like the RGB value. The RGB value is from 0 to 255. Now this one we make use of 0, then from letter A to letter F. Now if I give it all FF, now this first two stands for the red value. The second two values, the second two stands for the green value, and the last two stand for the blue value. Now if I change this to F, 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 all our color change to white, meaning it's just like 2F stands for 255 in RGB. So as we play around this, if I want just blue, that means I will leave the last two to be FF, and I'll change the rest to 0, 0, 0, 0. And what happens? We get our blue value. Same thing applies with the green. I'll remove this last two, and I'll give the last two 0, 0, which gives me the green value. So, and if we play with all this as well, I can say 00 for the red to be 0. I can say EF, and I can say 00. It is also blue. Sorry, also green, but not the main green. I can change this to A. Then you can see as I am playing with these colors, they are actually changing. So if we check online, we and in our browser we tell Google to convert our RGB values for us to HEX value. It's going to do this, or if we need our RGB values, we can. Okay, now let's check this out. Let me go to our Chrome and Google.com. So if I say RGB value of white, because the truth is we don't really have to put all of these RGB values in our head. Yeah, the internet is there for us. Because how many of these values are we going to put? But we need we can actually learn the most important ones, like the white, the blue, the black, the green, the red, the very important ones. So now if we look at this, I said the RGB value of white, it's brought out the RGB values with 255, 255, 255. So we can do the same thing and set for the HEX value of white. Let's bring it out. Let's bring it out #FF. So when we need all these values in our code, we can just come online and check out all these values, provided or depending on the ones we actually need. So, and okay, that is it for the colors. So different color names, because we cannot give all of our colors. We cannot give everything names here. So that is why we need all these RGB values. We can want color orange, but yeah, we can. Okay, we can want the orange color, but not the exact orange. So we might want to reduce the opacity or get a lighter orange, not exactly this orange. So all we have to do is to use either the RGB value or use HEX value, because the computer only, or the inter or our computer only knows the basic colors like the orange and all. So to get a name for each and every one of it will be quite difficult. So we can just go online and check out all these values. We can just play around. Yeah, we can play around with them and just get different values. So now that's for the color. Now talking about the background color, we treated this in the last class where I gave a section in our HTML file. I give it a color of yellow, so we can change the background color of anything. I can decide to change the background color of just this that we can see here. I can decide to change just the background color of these two, and this should have a different background color. This should have a different background color. And how do we do this? It's by giving each of them a style attribute, setting its property to be background color and setting the value to be the color in which we want to give the background. Let's see a practical example. Where's our browser? Yeah, okay. Let me remove this and let me change. Okay, so let me uncomment all this out. So now we're back to this. Now I want to give each and every one of it a background color. How do I do this? I can decide to give the body, which is the whole container, a background color of blue. Now let me do that first. First thing, you give it a style, and you write your property, which is we are giving it a background color. I reset the value to be blue. What happens? The whole container change to blue. Now moving to the next one, which is the first. Okay, let me say the first div, which comprises of this. Or yeah, I want to give just this div a a background color of white. How do I do this? Inside our first div, which is this, I'll give the div a style attribute. I give it a background color as a property, and the value I'll set it to white. What happens? It gets the background color of white. And each of the lines here, I can decide to give each of them a background color as well. All I just have to do, they are all H1 tags or H1 elements. So I can decide to give each and every one of them a color. What do I do? I'll just have to style, give each of them a style property and a background color. Let me give the first one red. Let me copy and paste each and every one of them. Let me give this one yellow. Let me give this black. Let me give this purple. Let me give this aqua. And let me give this green. Now, each and every one of the elements in the section, I give each of them a different background color. As you can see, they have their parent background color, which is white, and in each of them, I'm not giving each of them a particular background color. Now, I can decide as well and give the paragraph as well a background color. All I just have to do is to give the paragraph a style attribute, a property, and a background color, and I can give this. I can just check out any color, maybe brown. Now what happens? Its background changes to brown. Now same with the color. I can decide to change the color of each and every one of the elements, all by giving it the property called color and the value of each of the uh, of each of the color I want to give each of them. Now that's it about setting a background for an element or for the whole page. So now after this background, after thinking about this background color, we can as well check out the border. Okay, let's style each of the text as well. So we can see that we can change the text color. After this background color, there should be a semicolon after your property, after your value. So as to write other properties. So now let's give the first one a color. Let me give it a color of white. The color changes to white. I can go to the next one and as well give it a color property and change the value to tomato. I can do the same here as well. Give it a color property and I can change the value to red. And what happens? The color changes. So on and on and on and on, we can do same thing to every other element in our code. This is just how it is to set the color property, or to give our element a color property. So now, aside that, we have other properties called border color. Now, what is a border? A border is just a border is a line drawn around our elements. Lines drawn around our elements. Now, let us see a practical example of this. Now let's take this first heading. This is an H1 tag. This is an H1 tag. For example, now we go to that line of code. Where is it? We can see it right here. This is an H1 tag. This is it. So we want to give it a background color. Sorry, a border color. We want to give it a border color. Now, what do we do? Like we can see here, all we just have to do is to set the width of the background, or sorry, the width of the border. Tell what kind of border we want, and also the color. Now, let us see how this works. Sorry, I want to minimize this. Okay, now let us see how this works. Okay, so after our color, and we have our semicolon. Now let me write border. So now first we have to specify the thickness of the border, how we want the thickness of the border to be. So we can say we want it to be 1 pixel. Then we can say we want it to be solid, and we can give it a color of black. Then what happens? It gets a border around it. Now let us make this visible by increasing the thickness. Let us make it 5 pixels. Now can we all see? It gives it a border around it. Now it gives a border around it. I can change this color. I can change this color to yellow. I can give it any color. So, but let's just maintain the black color so it can be really visible. Now, this solid right here, I can change the shape. How I want the border to look. I can make it solid. I can make it dotted. And what happens? It gives a dotted border around it. Yeah, there are so many values we can give to this. Now, if we don't want to, now this is actually a short form for the border, writing everything together. We can decide to just write them separately, but yeah, you can decide to write them separately. How do you do that? Like I said, this first one is the border width. This second one is the style, and this third one is actually the color given to the border. Now I can decide to write everything separately by doing what? Now the first one is the border width. Border width. I can set it to 5 pixels. Then after that one, I can do the border style, and I can give it dotted like we did the other time. And I can also and lastly I said the color, border color. I can give it white. Sorry, black rather. Then what happened? We got the same value or the same results. But instead of writing each and every one of it as the border width, border style, border color, HTML has helped us in combining everything together, whereby we can just write the border as a property, and for the value, we specify the three of them, starting from the width to the style to the color, and we're going to get the same value. So this is how we actually give a border to an element. Now we can use this to actually create a box. How do we do that? All what we just have to do is to create a div, and now let's give it a style. I will give let's do the border first. Sorry, the border. I'll give it 3 pixel. So let me just where is it? Okay. 5 pixel solid. I'll give it black. Now it is not really visible. Okay, we can see. Okay, it is even visible. We can see now. It's visible because of the thickness I give to it. If I reduce this thickness to 0, we can see that we are no longer going to see it on our screen. But let's change the thickness to 5. So now we can see the thickness on our screen. But this is not a box. Now to get a box, all we just have to do is to specify the height and the width of the div of the element. Specify the height and the div of the element. Now if I give this 50 pixel and a width okay, sorry. Sorry, I'm coming. I know. On a width of 50. Okay. My cable is moving. All right. Okay. So our 5 pixel and our 5 pixel is really small. Let's make it 50 and 50. What happened? We got a box of a width of 50 and a height of 50. Now we can play around this. We can give the box a color or a background color, and